Hey everyone, before we start this video, I just want to give you guys a massive thank you for 4,000 subscribers. I'm really grateful that I've come this far in YouTube and I really appreciate you guys' constant support. Now let's get right into the video. Hey guys, it's me Ram here, and in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the GAN 251M Pro, the cheaper version of the GAN 251M Leap. However, in my opinion, it'll probably end up being better than the GAN 251M Leap. Before we start, I'd like to give Speedcube Shop a massive thank you as always for sending me this puzzle to test out. If you want to buy this cube or any other Speedcube, be sure to get it at Speedcube Shop and use the discount code RAM for 5% off your order, as well as a shout out at the end of my latest video. Alright, so right here we've got all the accessories which I will take a look at later. For now, let's just take a look at the cube first. Here we have the cool flippy box. Here we have the two GAN logos. Press them and boop, there we go, the cube opens. Now before I take a look at this cube, I want to quickly go over this cube first. This right here is the GAN 251M Leap UV coated version. I really enjoy the turning on this puzzle and I'm able to get some pretty good times on it. The feeling is also incredibly smooth and soft, and overall it's one of the nicest feeling 2x2s I have. But the biggest problem with it is this. Do you see how strong those magnets are? Even on the weakest magnet setting, whenever I turn fast on this cube, I genuinely feel like the magnets are restricting my TPS. So because of this, I decided to get the GAN 251M Pro, which as you guys know is the cheaper version of the GAN 251M Leap with weaker magnets. Let's go ahead and turn the cube. Alright, so the first thing I actually notice about this puzzle is the frosted plastic. While it is fine according to me, I definitely prefer the UV coated plastic on the GAN 251M Leap. Secondly, the magnet strength is honestly so much better than on the 251M Leap. Although I do wish they were a bit stronger, at the moment they're on the medium setting. I might try the strongest setting. This definitely feels much better than the GAN 251M Leap and I can turn pretty well on it. Yeah, other than that, everything is mostly the same on this puzzle. It has that same satisfying GAN 251M Leap feel. The performance is also great, the corner cutting is excellent, and overall the speed of this cube is really fast, which is something that I really like. Yeah, as I'm turning on this puzzle, I'm not getting any major catches or anything, which is an amazing sign considering I used to get a lot of catches on my GAN 251M Leap. As always, GAN provides a lot of accessories, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the accessories box. Here we have a flathead screwdriver to change the magnet strength of your puzzle. Then we have the typical dark blue GAN bag, which always feels and looks really nice. And finally, we have this pamphlet. I'm not going to be copying the JPEG joke again. Let's go ahead and give this cube a quick solve. Alright, 1.43 seconds, that's a pretty good time. So yeah, I'll probably strengthen up the magnets of this cube, set it up and then continue to break it in. And then I'll let you guys know my final thoughts towards the end of this video. But for now, this cube has a lot of potential and it might even beat out my trusty Cosmic MGC Elite 2x2. Hey guys, I've had the GAN 251M Pro for about a week now. I've done a whole lot of solves on it and I think I'm ready to share my thoughts. As you guys know, out of the three versions, the Air, Pro and the Leap, the Pro is the second most expensive one, but in my opinion it is by far the best. The Air is really flimsy and unstable due to the lack of core magnets and feels really similar to the old GAN 251M, which no one was really a fan of. The Leap is the opposite. It has massive core magnets which makes it way too stable, and overall, my turning genuinely feels restricted on it because of how strong the magnets are. This leaves the Pro, which is a great in between. It has pretty normal sized core magnets and the strength of the magnets is quite good. So this definitely shows us that the Pro is the best GAN 2x2, but how does it compare to other 2x2s? My current main Speedcube is the Cosmic MGC Elite 2x2, and the reason I made it is because it's extremely reliable, stable and overall a well-performing and turning cube. The GAN 251M Pro has a lot of these same traits. It is quite stable, well-performing and turns well. However, reliability is where it falls short and I'll talk about this later. Out of the box, as you guys remember, I thought that the magnet strength was too weak and needed to be strengthened. But even after doing that, the cube was still way too fast for me. So what I did was change to the clear springs which are stronger than the green and kept the tension setting on 0.8, which made the cube feel more compressed but looser. When I tried the strongest magnet setting on these settings, the cube started feeling too much like the Leap, which I did not enjoy, so I currently use this cube on the middle magnet strength on these settings. I really wish there was an option between medium and strong, but oh well. I looped the cube with Martian, Stardust and a little Nebula. With this setup, the speed of this cube is great. It's not crazy fast, neither is it too slow. It's around the same speed as the MGC Elite, which is great for me. Of course, the performance on this puzzle is good, but to be honest, it's not as great as my MGC Elite. The 251M Pro just doesn't want to corner cut in some spots, and it's kind of weird because this can cause catches sometimes. However, luckily, these aren't very frequent and most of the time, my solves do flow well enough. pops and corner twists basically never happen on this puzzle. Obviously, no 2x2 really has these in 2022. Now let's talk about the reliability of this puzzle. Due to the catching issue I mentioned earlier and the frosted plastic of this puzzle, I don't find this cube quite as reliable as my MGC Elite 2x2. I'm of course able to get great times on it as senior, however I'm not nearly as consistent on it as on my main. Sometimes the cube just has a terrible catch and the solve is pretty much over due to the corner cutting issue mentioned earlier. Also, although I am fine with frosted plastic, I much prefer the UV coating. I wish GAN offered this for every cube of theirs, since there are times the cube just flies out of my hand whenever I try to do weird finger tricks because it just isn't very grippy. However, this happens fairly rarely and maybe I'm just not used to frosted plastic 2x2s, so that might improve over time. All in all, this cube is definitely amazing, but I would not recommend it to everyone. Generally, there are two types of people, ones who prefer lighter 2x2s and ones who prefer heavier and more chunky 2x2s. This is definitely the best light 2x2 out there on the market, and if you have the money for this cube and want a great light 2x2, go for this. Just remember, it's still really quite expensive, but if you're like me who prefers heavier and more bulky 2x2s, the MGC Elite would certainly work better for you, and of course I enjoy it a lot. It is my main. Finally, if you're on a budget, no matter what, the GEMS 2x2 is an incredible option and I'm able to get some great times on that too. Ultimately, this is a great cube and I'm able to solve very well on it, but I'm just not an enjoyer of light 2x2s and the frosted plastic isn't great for me. I know I'm sounding really critical of this cube, but in reality, it is my backup main 2x2 and is tied for the best available 2x2 on the market right now with the MGC Elite. I'm still gonna continue to solve on it and who knows, it might end up being my main, but for now, I'm really not sure. If you do end up picking up this cube, just know that you will really enjoy it and it can definitely work for everyone with just some setting up and customizing. So that's pretty much it for my unboxing and thoughts on the GAN 251M Pro, the cheaper version of the GAN 251M Leap. Thanks a lot for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks a lot to Speedcube Shop as always for sending me this puzzle to test out. Goodbye.